Today, we're diving into a battle of the titans in the player's distance iron category. We're talking about forgiveness, and we're putting two of the biggest names head-to-head. The TaylorMade P790 2025 and the Titleist T200 2025. Introduction and why forgiveness matters. Why is forgiveness such a crucial factor in your iron game? Simple. We all hit shots off center, right? Whether it's a thin strike, a toe miss, or a heel strike, a forgiving iron minimizes the loss of ball speed and directional control on those less than perfect swings. This translates directly to more consistent distances, tighter dispersion, and ultimately, lower scores. Forgiveness helps turn your average shots into good ones, and your good shots into great ones. We're going to break down how each of these irons achieves that, and which one does it better. TaylorMade P790 2025. Key technologies and design. Let us kick things off with the TaylorMade P790 2025. The P790 line has been a massive success story for TaylorMade, essentially pioneering the player's distance category. For 2025, TaylorMade has refined an already excellent design, focusing even more on delivering a powerful yet surprisingly forgiving package. At its core, the P790 2025 continues with its signature hollow body construction filled with speed foam air. This material serves multiple purposes. It dampens vibrations for a softer feel, but critically for forgiveness, it also supports the ultra-thin, high-strength forged 4140 steel face, allowing it to flex more at impact. This translates to incredibly fast ball speeds across a larger area of the face, meaning even if you miss the sweet spot slightly, you're not seeing a huge drop-off in distance. They've also continued with a strategically placed tungsten internal weighting. For 2025, they've optimized the mass distribution even further, pushing more weight low and deep within the club head. This moves the center of gravity to promote a higher launch and increased stability through impact, making it easier to get the ball airborne and reducing twisting on off-center hits. The aesthetic is clean, sophisticated, and exactly what you'd expect from a player's iron. P790 2025, Performance Review, Forgiveness Focus. So how does all that tech translate to real-world forgiveness? On the launch monitor, the P790 2025 really shines. When testing with a 7-iron, my average ball speed on center strikes was around 125 mph, with a launch angle of 18 degrees and spin rates around 5,800 RPM. This is solid performance. But where the forgiveness comes in is on those slight misses. On toe strikes, I was seeing ball speeds only drop to about 120 mph, and on heel strikes, around 121 mph. That's an impressive retention of speed. Dispersion was also quite tight. On average, my shots were staying within an 8-yard window from my target line, even on less than perfect contact. This minimal drop-off in ball speed and tight dispersion is exactly what you want from a forgiving iron. It felt incredibly stable through the hitting zone, and the sound and feel, while not quite butter soft, were crisp and powerful. The high launch was also a noticeable benefit, helping shots hold greens. Titleist T200 2025, Key Technologies and Design. Now, let's shift our focus to the Titleist T200 2025. Titleist has a reputation for crafting clubs for serious golfers, and the T200 line has become their flagship player's distance offering. The 2025 model continues this tradition, blending a sleek, compact profile with surprising power, and of course, forgiveness. The T200 2025 utilizes a multi-material, hollow body construction. What sets it apart is the Max Impact technology, which Titleist has refined. This involves a unique polymer core positioned behind the forged L-face insert. This core works similarly to the speed foam, supporting the face for enhanced flexibility, leading to higher ball speeds across a wider area. Furthermore, the T200 places significant emphasis on dense D18 tungsten weighting. For 2025, they've precision-engineered the placement of this tungsten in the heel and toe of the long and mid irons. This extreme perimeter weighting drives the moment of inertia, or MOI, incredibly high, making the club head exceptionally resistant to twisting on off-center impacts. The result? more stability, better energy transfer, and straighter shots, even when you don't find the sweet spot. Aesthetically, it's a quintessential Titleist iron. Clean lines, minimal offset, and a premium look at a dress. T200 2025 Performance Review. Forgiveness Focus. So, how does the T200 2025 stand up in terms of forgiveness? My testing revealed very impressive results. With the 7 iron, I saw average center strike ball speeds around 124 mph, a launch angle of 17.5 degrees, and spin rates of about 5950 RPM. Excellent numbers, very competitive. When it came to off-center hits, the T200 truly shone. On toe misses, ball speed typically dropped to about 119 mph, and on heel strikes, around 119.5 mph. The consistency and speed retention was outstanding. What really stood out, however, was the dispersion. My misses stayed within a 7-yard window from the target line. The feel on miss hits was incredibly stable, almost as if the club head was correcting itself through impact. While you could tell it wasn't a pure strike, the penalty was very minimal, both in distance and direction. The sound was a bit firmer than the P790, but still satisfying. Direct forgiveness. Comparison. P790 versus T200. Alright, let's get down to the direct comparison. Both of these irons are fantastic, but when we focus purely on forgiveness, there are subtle differences. In terms of ball speed retention, both are incredibly good. The P790 seemed to edge out the T200 by a hair on pure raw speed on good strikes, and maintained very similar speed retention on slight misses. However, the dispersion is where the T200 really impressed me. Those D18 tungsten weights really seemed to work their magic, leading to slightly tighter groups on off-center hits. It felt marginally more stable through impact when I caught one thin or a bit off the toe. For launch and spin, both offered excellent trajectory, but the P790 tended to launch a bit higher with slightly less spin, which can be great for distance. The T200 offered a more penetrating flight with slightly higher spin, which can be beneficial for stopping power on the greens. Feel-wise, the P790 with its speed foam air had a slightly softer, more muted feel, whereas the T200 felt a bit more solid and crisp, which some traditional Titleist players will prefer. Neither felt harsh on mishits, which is a testament to their forgiveness technologies. Who are these irons for? Recommendations. So, who should be bagging these irons? The TaylorMade P790 2025 is an incredible choice for the golfer who wants outstanding ball speed and distance, combined with excellent forgiveness. If you're looking for that hot face feel and a slightly higher launch, particularly if you tend to struggle with getting enough height on your iron shots, the P790 could be your weapon of choice. It's fantastic for mid-handicappers, or even lower handicappers looking for a little extra help without sacrificing the look of a player's iron. The Titleist T200 2025 is perfect for the golfer who prioritizes ultimate stability and tighter dispersion on miss hits. If your primary goal is to keep those errant shots from going too far offline, and you appreciate a slightly more traditional, yet still powerful feel, the T200 is hard to beat. It's also an excellent option for a wide range of handicappers, particularly those who value precision and consistent trajectory. Final verdict and our top pick for forgiveness. Both the TaylorMade P790 2025 and the Titleist T200 2025 are exceptional players' distance irons with fantastic forgiveness. You truly can't go wrong with either. However, if I had to pick one solely based on the most forgiveness as measured by consistent dispersion and stability on off-center hits, my slight edge goes to the Titleist T200 2025. Those tungsten weights just seem to make the club head incredibly stable. But remember, the best club for you will always come down to trying them out for yourself. What works for me might not work for you. What do you think? Have you hit either of these? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to 7-Day Golf for more in-depth reviews, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next comparison. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out on the course.